The fall of CHIMERICA.
Once upon a time, in distant lands, there were two great tribes, the pandas of the east and the bald eagles of the west. They were so deeply connected that people used to say, when one breathes, the other lives. The pandas produced, the eagles consumed, and the flow of seashells between them ran like an endless river. But no spell lasts forever.
When the eagle chief realized his tribe had become merely consumers, he rose and said, "Enough! We must put our tribe first. Eagle first." Then he turned to the chief of his economic arsenal and declared,
"In the name of economic justice, and to save our fading industries, tariffs shall begin. May the Great Spirit bless the bald eagle tribe." And then, whispering to the Minister of Trade, "Just make sure people don't realize this means prices will go up."
The trade war from bunny bullets to tariff shields. The eagle chief wasn't wrong. The panda chief had been pouring subsidies into his rabbit breeders, letting them produce cheap rabbit and flood every market across the tribes. The pandas were striking at the eagle economy with waves of cheap rabbit meat.
And now the eagles were fighting back with tariff defenses of their own. The eagle chief ordered, "From now on, for every important rabbit, there shall be a 100% tax. That'll give our rabbit breeders a fair chance to compete."
So subsidized rabbits poured in from the east, and the west answered with tariff fire.
Currency manipulation, the rise of the eastern rabbits. The cold wind of defeat blew through the bamboo caves. The panda markets had collapsed, and discounts had lost their charm. The panda chief sat silently in the dim light of his bamboo den, staring at the scrolls of trade. Warehouses were full of unsold rabbits. Merchants whispered nervously,
"If these tariffs keep going, we'll lose the eagle market forever. Rabbit prices are up, Chief. With these tariffs, exports no longer make sense. If this continues, we'll have to close our rabbit farms."
Then it's time to use the old magic. We'll cut the value of the bamboo coin in half. That way, even if the eagles double the tariffs, our rabbits will still be cheap. But Chief, that spell is dangerous. If we weaken our own coin, our people will have to pay twice as much for mangoes and coconuts. In war, no spell is free. What matters is that we don't lose the rabbit market. We will reclaim it.
And so, the grand sorcerer of bamboo climbed the mountain and whispered, "O green bamboos, lighten your value, so our rabbits may rise again." Suddenly, the bamboo coin lost half its value against the pearl shell. Eastern rabbits became cheap once more. Breeders returned to their farms, and the eagle markets were flooded again with low-cost rabbits from the east.
The tech ban, the beginning of the sanction era.
They've cast another spell. Our markets are full of cheap eastern rabbits again.
Economic advisor said, "Yes, sir. They call it currency manipulation. Their rabbits are even cheaper than before, and our producers can't keep off."
Then we'll forge a new spell, a technology ban. From this day, no digital magic, no shining stones shall be sold to the pandas, not even if they just want to blow dry their rabbits.
Tech advisor, sir, what kind of technology do you mean?
The magic boxes that wrap 1,000 rabbits in shiny cloth in a blink. The talking mirrors that show what's happening in every rabbit den, the heat, the humidity, and most of all, those tiny glowing stones that power all these spells. From this day on, none of these shall reach the panda tribe, not from us, nor from any of our allies.
The crowd agrees, though unease spreads among them.
Transshipment, the art of dodging tariffs. Because of the tech ban, the pandas faced real trouble. They had to return to manual labor, slowing rabbit production. Their old spells only half worked. So the panda chief came up with a clever plan. Publicly, he smiled at the eagle chief and said,
"We just want fair, friendly trade. Let's be good to each other and leave the past behind.
But behind the scenes, he devised a cunning trick. The rabbits would first take a short tourist trip to the tiger tribe, get new passports and shiny certificates, and then, under the brand name Made in Tigerland, 100% natural, be shipped west again. That way, no one could trace their true origin. The tariffs and sanctions would mean nothing, and the rabbits would once again fill distant markets.
But this new route had its costs. Production became more expensive. New rabbit farms had to be built in Tigerland, and local tigers might learn the secrets of rabbit farming themselves. Still, the panda chief grinned.
Even if the path is full of traps, our rabbits will reach the market no matter what.
And somewhere far away, the old sorcerer whispered, "This time it's not just tariffs or sanctions. It's a game of many tribes. I wonder when this spell will collapse on its castern."
Bureaucracy, the invisible wall of trade. In Eagle Land, suspicion grew. Officials began to doubt that those tiger-made rabbits were truly tiger-made. After all, Tigerland had never been known for rabbit breeding, and the taste was unmistakably panda. Senior advisor said, "Sir, these rabbits taste exactly like the ones from Bamboo Caves, but reports say Tigerland didn't produce them." Eagle Chief said, "Then it's clear. The pandas are using the tigers to hide their true origin."
Economic advisor said, "If that's true, then our tariffs and sanctions are useless. Our markets are full of panda rabbits, but we can't prove it's smuggling." Chief said, "Then we'll make it harder. From now on, every rabbit entering our land must pass 4 tests. It must be exactly 37.5 centimeters long, weigh 3.794 kilograms, have pink paw pads, and a tail no bigger than a mochi."
The advisor said, "Sir, that will slow imports drastically. The pandas will struggle to pass." Chief said, "Exactly. The harder the path, the higher the costs, the greater the risk." And he decreed, "From now on, no more than 1,000 rabbits per month shall enter our tribe." From that day on, customs officers turned away any rabbit whose tail was slightly crooked or whose whiskers stuck out even a hair too far. "We only accept perfectly standard rabbits," they declared proudly.
Election interference, the panda spell on the ballot box. When the panda chief saw that none of his tricks fully worked, he decided to change strategy completely. He thought to himself,
If I can't win the trade war, I'll make sure the Eagle Chief doesn't win his next election.
So he studied the Eagle lands, finding out which regions had voted for the Eagle Chief, and he placed 100% tariffs on products from those exact areas. Those regions mostly exported mammoth tusks and tiger hides. With a magnifying glass over the trade map, the panda said,
"Oh, they voted for him? Fine. From tomorrow, the price of mammoth tusks on tiger hides will double."
Overnight, the vast panda market closed its gates to those producers, hitting their local economies directly. Then, the panda chief sent a message to the people of those regions.
"Honorable producers of the Bald Eagle tribe, you are paying the price for your leader's decisions. If you wish to trade freely again and save your livelihoods, do not vote for him next time."
And so the tariff war became a full-blown political and trade war. Who had the right to claim justice? Who is truly winning? The question had changed from who gains the most from this trade war to who loses the least. Perhaps both tribal chiefs were secretly pleased, for through these tariffs, they were quietly collecting indirect taxes from their own citizens. But one thing was clear. This conflict hurt 80% of the people and benefited only the 20% who didn't even eat rabbits, because they were too busy buying and selling them. In the end, both tribes declared victory, because in political economy there is always a winner, at least on television.